Okay, so we are going to be starting off with the Pledge of Allegiance. So could everybody please rise again? And then can you please remain standing because we will do the national anthem after. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Now I'd like to call up Max Bakalos, Ben Hudak, Aiden O'Brien, and Joel Stenhouse to do the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the Class of 2018 graduation ceremony. We are first going to start out with our salutary address by Bernadette Ben.
Okay. Welcome, family, friends, faculty, and my fellow graduates of the class of 2018, as we celebrate the end of high school and the start of a new chapter. When I first found out I had to write a speech, I did what everyone does and started furiously looking up on Google what advice should be given at graduation. I scrolled and scrolled, and nothing felt right. I didn't know what I wanted to say to my classmates or to anyone else. So instead of giving a lesson, I'll leave that to the teachers. I'll tell you a little bit about the class of 2018. Let's go back 5 years, when we were 8th graders, the first class ever to be included with the big, scary high schoolers. We were secluded from all the other students. We had our own lunch and our own little section of classrooms. At the beginning of the year, everyone treated us gently. Then Spirit Week hit. If you don't know, the Spirit Week competition between the grades here at MHS gets very intense. As the youngest in the school, we knew that our special treatment was about to end. We were about to get shafted. We got Transformers as the movie, snails, yes, snails, for Animal Day, clowns as an occupation, and puce as a color, which we had to look up. And let me tell you, no department store sells puce-colored clothing. We were not about to let these almost impossible categories prevent us from showing our spirit. On Color Day, we got to the school early and made paper skirts, spray-painted puce, of course, to count for Spirit Week. In the usual class of 2018 way, we threw these skirts at classmates who had no puce on. We had to get the highest percentage. The next obstacle, Transformers. Color Day had gone so well, we weren't last, which was the goal. We knew we had to do just as well on Movie Day. Instead of learning Algebra 1, we took time in math class to make Transformer t-shirts. Thanks, Miss Murphy. Talk about dedication from everyone. As Spirit Week came to a close, we prepared to be last, but not without a fight. We were proud how, as a class, we came together and put our all into our first ever Spirit Week. When we realized that, in fact, we did not earn last place, we were shocked. Our expectations for ourselves suddenly soared. In this moment, we realized our class was the most dedicated bunch of students you'll ever meet. We knew we could accomplish anything. We could get through junior year, we could beat the seniors in lip sync, which we did sophomore year, and we could graduate. As we've gone through the grades, there is one thing that all of the teachers say about us, that as a class, we gelled together. We're more than a class, we're one big family. As Spirit Week shows, we face the obstacles that come our way together. We're united, rain or shine, as proven during Tuesday's Harbor Cruise thunderstorm. Despite the poor weather, you know we were dancing the night away on deck to songs like Dancing Queen or Don't Stop Believin'. Like most schools, we definitely have our groups, but almost everyone would agree that they could talk to anyone in the class. It wouldn't be uncommon to find unlikely friends, as we are a multi-talented bunch. We have singers that double as engineers, and techies who are also stars on the field. We acknowledge and appreciate our differences now, just as we did when we were younger. These differences helped us form stronger bonds with each other that will last a lifetime. As we end our Maynard High School careers, I hope we can pass on a few qualities to the newest members of the Maynard Public Schools, the class of 2030. Thank you, kindergartners, for the balloons that help decorate the ceremony. I wish you all good luck. I hope to see the determination, passion, and kindness that is displayed by the class of 2018 in your future. To the class of 2018, my friends, I can't wait to see all that you will achieve. Know that you have the power to transform the world and yourselves. Whether you used to be snails or clowns, know that you will make your mark on the world. If you can wear a puce, you can do just about anything. Thank you.
All right, and next I'm gonna invite up, sorry, it's so far away. Now it's a little too low. All right, I know some of you guys do WAVM, come on. All right, anyways, I'm just gonna leave this microphone for the president of the student body to figure out. So everyone please welcome Kyle Morgan.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, teachers, staff, families, friends, and alumni for coming out to support us on such a wonderful day. We would like to thank the teachers for everything that they have done for us. Without your help, we would not have been provided the tools to go forward into the next chapter of our lives. We would also like to thank our families for all of the sacrifices they have made for us. You love us, you support us, you enlighten us, and sometimes you are forced to even discipline us. You are always there for us. What our teachers and families do for us in reality, Walt Disney has portrayed for us in his imagination. Although reality and imagination appear to be two different concepts, Walt Disney understood they have something in common. When he said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." And it is that courage that our parents provide us with on a daily basis. It is my hope that we, the class of 2018, take that courage that the author Ayn Rand was referring to when she said, "The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me." With this quote in mind, we, the class of 2018, have the whole world ahead of us. We now have the foundation of education and the opportunities to make a change for the better in our society. On a personal note, I would like to thank our class for giving me the privilege of serving as our class president for 3 years and as the student body president for the past 2 years. It was a true honor, and most days were good for you and for me. These two positions allowed me to make many connections with the members of our class during the past 5 years. I hope these relationships that we have made together continue for years, and they will flourish for years to come. We have made many memories together as well, and we will have them with us forever. For example, we will never forget how terrible the color puce looks, how nice it was to never come in last place for Spirit Week, and how to answer Mr. Caruso's famous "when I say black, you say orange" chant. I will always remember that the intercom password used to be *4#110, and that every morning is a good morning. All students should be in their first period class. I could never forget about the Morgie chants that the band did during the football season, as they always made me laugh. You were all very meaningful to me, and I really don't know what I'm going to do without you next year. Now, our class would like to thank our outstanding class advisors, Ms. Doctoroff and Ms. McAvoz, for everything that they do. Garvey, you want to help me out? I'm not kidding, too. You want to give these to Ms. Doctoroff and Ms. McAvoz? Okay. All right. Here is another token of appreciation that we have for you. We would also like to thank Ms. LaBelle for being an excellent advisor for our student council. And on another personal note, I'm going to miss you so much next year. All right. In a while, at the end of our ceremony, two of my favorite people, my mom and dad, will pass out a gift to the graduates. This will help our class see how bright our futures truly are. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to have some remarks and the presentation of the class gift by the class of 2018 officers.
To our 8th grade selves, Miss Doctoroff would say, graduation may seem very far away. But little did we know the years would go by so fast, and soon our high school days would slip through our grasp.
We walked the halls on that first day, too nervous to realize we weren't the only ones finding our way. A school just built in the nick of time for hundreds of students to enrich their minds.
Right away, we had no doubt. Our class was different. You could say we stood out. Filled with intelligence, spirit, and dedication, we attacked each challenge without hesitation.
Our advisors consistently had our back, always leading us on the right track. Miss Doctoroff there from the very beginning. Miss McAvoz joined later, but kept us winning.
Spirit Week was tough, but without a frown, we proved ourselves impious as narwhals and as clowns. Our reputation just goes to show we value respect wherever we go.
From the stage to the field to the radio booth, our classmates do everything, and that's the truth. A class full of leaders, we stand up for what we believe. Together we made MHS a hard place to leave.
Senior year went by in a flash. Who would have thought the end would come so fast? As we walk today, we say goodbye, but when we meet again, we'll always say hi.
Today we gather to celebrate our success. It wasn't always easy, but we persevered nonetheless. After essays, deadlines, and too many tests, today marks the day we can all take a breath.
If you're sitting with us today, you should feel a sense of pride. Don't fear for the next step. Let your conscience be your guide. We can only imagine what our futures have to hold, but wherever life takes you, always stay gold.
Now everyone look around at this bittersweet scene and never forget, you'll always be a member of the class of 2018. Thank you.
We would also like to recognize, on behalf of the class of 2018, we donated a new refrigerator and stove for the snack shack that is sponsored by the Booster Club as our class gift.
We also paid for new microphones for the theater, and as the class, we're going to be starting a new tradition. So we have the balloon fundraiser, which you see that's been decorating the bleachers. And from now on, the senior class is going to be doing the balloon fundraiser each year. But the money is going to go into a scholarship fund from the Maynard Education Association. And this year, we donated $300 to kind of kick it off. And we're really excited that that'll be able to grow and get to benefit as many students in the future as possible.
All right, and next, I believe we have a wonderful choral performance lined up, and they will be singing Harambe.
The native tongue of Swahili. Harambe literally means, let us all pull together. So this means we will never have to walk alone.
United, we're stronger together. Side by side, we can conquer our fears. For our bond now is stronger than ever, and our mission is now made clear. Walk along with me, and we will be the key together you and me, living out Harambe.
All right, what a wonderful performance. All right, up next we have our commencement speaker for the night, so I would like to welcome up Deb Russell.
Back there. Who's doing the bubbles? This feels, excuse me. Thank you. I would like to talk to the students as well as the parents, so I'm going to kind of move things around a little bit here. Good evening. Thank you for asking me to be here tonight. It is an honor to share this evening with you and your families. I can remember telling you back in middle school that we would always be family, and that we are. Whether I'm your Auntie Deb, Ms. Roussel, and some even mention Grandma Deb. Okay. It doesn't matter as long as we're family. I was thinking about speaking to you tonight. The very first thing that came to my mind was my daily song. You guys are great. Thank you so much. That was how I greeted you each day when you were in middle school. The first time I sang to you, I wasn't sure what your reaction would be. I thought, Deb, they're too old for you to be singing that kind of a song. But then I looked at your faces, and I could slowly see you smiling back at me. And you were happy. I was singing to you. If I didn't feel like singing a certain song or a certain day, you would plead with me. Please sing the song, Ms. Roussel. So it was very uplifting as a teacher. Thank you, boys and girls. I also recognized kindness. You were all just so kind to me. Maybe you thought I was crazy, and you were just being kind and smiled at me while I was singing. But when I think about this class, that is the word that comes to mind most, kind. You are a caring group of individuals, and we need many more like you in this world today. I see how you treat each other with respect and compassion, and I realize that at moments you might not have agreed about everything, but you always listened and gave the person the benefit of the doubt. Even though you tried your best, sometimes you didn't succeed. Your friends were there to comfort you, and when you did succeed, they were there again sharing your success. That is a quality that came natural to this class. You as a group learn from each other, and you take care of one another. Each day in your future, There will be many ways to continue showing your kindness. Even if you simply acknowledge another person by saying, "Hello, how are you today?" It takes time for those small little moments that might make a difference in another person's life that day. Another quality that came to mind when I thought about you was determination. This group was and is determined. When you put your minds towards doing something and doing it right, that was all that really mattered. You might not have succeeded at each task, but you took the time to strive and do your best. I remember a time back in middle school when we had our first elections for class officers. And of course, everyone wanted to win. Did you give up? No, you didn't win. What did you do? You found a way to show your classmates you were the best person to represent them, and then you convinced them to vote for you. You never gave up. You showed determination. That is definitely the way to go in life. Through the years, you learned to organize yourselves, to embrace the guidance from your teachers, and to persist even when things were difficult. Those lessons carried through into your high school years and led to the success you have in your schoolwork and in your personal lives. Your class was determined to be successful. The last thing that came to my mind was dedication. When you were committed to achieving something, it took sacrifice. We all watched you work hard to accomplish specific tasks, and you dedicated yourself to that task when no one was even watching you. Whether it was studying, writing a paper, rehearsing a dance, participating in sports, playing an instrument, marching in the band, recording videos at meetings, or singing at an event. You dedicated yourselves and put those tasks above all else, even when the other choices or activities might have been a lot more fun. Your strength and dedication will help you go far in life. Your attitude is about as important of following through to a great process. So when I see you around town, I celebrate the special qualities of your class, the class of 2018. You are kind, you are determined, and you are dedicated. You are a credit to your teachers, your families, and to yourselves, and we are so proud of you. Now, in closing, I know I should leave you with some kind of parting advice. And here are a few things that I thought of tonight. Number one, explore. Go out and explore. Go to national parks, museums, travel, meet new neighbors, try new things. Two, question. If you don't understand or agree with someone, ask questions. Take the time to find out more about your world. Three, listen. Spend more time listening to what others are saying. Listen to the birds sing in the morning. Listen to the crickets chirp at night. Chirp at night. Chirp, chirp. Give back. Volunteer in your community. It gives you a new perspective in life and will teach you many things, whether it's here in Maynard or where you go off to college. And lastly, love. Do what you love. Sing in the shower, throw a ball, help your neighbor, but most of all, be a good friend. Congratulations to the class of 2018 from your Auntie Deb. Always in my heart.
I would now like to introduce Garvey Cummings to come up and speak.
Love you too, Soph. Hi, My name is Garvey Cummings, and I'm the president of the class of 2018. Before I start, I wanted to thank the administration, teachers, and faculty at Maynard High School for a wonderful 4 years, and the parents and families who have supported us along the way. For the past few months, many of us have been involved in the college application process. Along the journey, I met a woman who helped me find the topic for my speech today. She was an admissions counselor, and at some point in my interview with her, we realized that we both lived about 40 minutes outside of Boston. When I finally told her that I lived in Maynard, she couldn't help but look utterly confused. I'm not sure what kind of people she thought lived here, but I'm guessing it wasn't people like me. So she turned to me and she asked with genuine curiosity, "Do you like it there?" And this is what I said. Maynard, a town that feels like a neighborhood. That 5.4 square mile piece of land that somehow manages to squeeze in 10,000 people. But what does it really mean to be a resident of the good old 01754? What does it mean to be able to call yourself a Maynardian? Someone who truly knows this town's character from the inside out. As an 18-year resident, my fellow classmates and I have all earned this badge of honor by passing the unspoken test that grants you all the privileges of being a citizen of Maynard, Massachusetts. Number 1, explain to someone from another town that yes, Maynard is real, and yes, you live right next to it. Maybe they just didn't notice when they blinked and missed it passing through. Number 2, have a conversation with someone in which the punchline of the joke is that McDonald's is our nicest building in town. Clearly, they haven't been in the mill, gone up to the top of the clock tower, or visited our brand new high school. Number 3, know more about your classmates than you do about some of your closest relatives. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Camille Massaro. Woo! All right, her first name's actually Maria. Her middle name's Camille, and yes, she sleeps with one eye open. My Uncle Robert, on the other hand, his first name's definitely Robert, but I'm not sure I could tell you his middle name, and I don't know, he probably sleeps with two eyes shut. My Uncle Robert, please just raise your hand right now. Let's give this man a round of applause. Great guy. All right, number 4. To be able to have the ability to navigate the maze after 18 years of driving in circles trying to find a way out. Honestly, Nick, Glenn, George, Patty, Michael, who thought that was a good idea? Number 5, spend way too much time staring at the Erickson's menu trying to decide which flavor to get, even though you know you're going to end up getting Green Monster because that's what you've ordered every day of the summer for the past 18 years. We Maynardians do not take this stuff lightly. I've always tried to explain Maynard as if it was my younger brother. It's all right for me to poke fun at my little brother, but as soon as someone else tries to give him a hard time, it's just completely unacceptable, and I need to put that person in their respective place. Let's be honest. Sometimes Maynard can have a self-esteem problem. Although we take pride in our town, at times we can often suffer from a small case of FOMO. For anyone that doesn't get that, it is the fear of missing out. We worry about missing out on things that other towns may have, when in reality, this town has more than we sometimes realize. And what we do have is quite special. I don't know any other town where a family hosts spaghetti nights every Wednesday, or a town that paints rocks in the hopes that they'll be discovered and brighten someone's day, or a town that has so few kids yet encourages us to join any club, play any sport, and find new aspirations and dreams around every corner. Sorry guys, I lost my spot. All right, in my eyes, Maynard is a town that has taught me acceptance, humility, and the importance of friendship. So, to my classmates, what does this all mean for you? Well, wear your Maynard badge with pride. Go far, learn new ideas, meet new people, have adventures, big adventures, but always come back for Thanksgiving. Stay in touch. Most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. Don't let your personal anxieties and fears misguide you into playing it safe and missing out on potential opportunities. The potential to make new friends, explore new careers, and have new experiences. Bring with you the ideals that were fostered in this amazing community. Give back just like the Fitzsimmons do every Wednesday. Add a little beauty to the world just like our painted rocks. Because we are people from Maynard. Artists, writers, engineers, business leaders, nurses, students, and so much more. At the end of the interview I had with that woman, it seemed as though I had sparked her interest in our town. So she asked me if there was one slogan or phrase that I felt represented Maynard as a whole. And I told her with complete confidence and genuine truth that the slogan I would choose is "Only in Maynard, the town that can and does." Thank you. Another program over there? All right. And next up, we will have a few scholarship presentations. So I'm first going to welcome up Corey Sullivan, who will be presenting the Booster Club and Leo Hayes scholarships.
The John Walsh Memorial Booster Club scholarships are awarded to Maynard High School graduating seniors who are in good academic standing, planning to continue their education as a full-time student, have been involved in a sport, club, or activity sponsored by the boosters, and have been a member of Maynard High School sport for at least 2 years. The recipients are involved in their town and/or community and demonstrate leadership and initiative. Our first recipient of the John Walsh Memorial Scholarship is Justin Wilkins. Our second recipient of the John Walsh Memorial Scholarship is Garvey Cummings. Because of financial and memorial endowments, we are very happy to be able to give 2 additional scholarships again this year. These scholarships have been named to honor 3 important and influential members of our community. The first is named in memory of Margaret Whitman Buscemi. Mrs. Buscemi, as she was known to so many, was a familiar sight on Front Street or walking about town. She was an amazing cook, baker, and a talented seamstress. She was a community servant through her church, St. Bridget's, and the Maynard Emblem Club. She is an example to all, young and old, of what life should be about: caring, loving, and giving. These same qualities she has taught and demanded of her family and can be seen in both her children and grandchildren. It is with great pleasure that I ask her granddaughters, Allie and Madison, to present the Booster Club Scholarship in loving memory of Margaret Buscemi to Katie Wilkins. The next scholarship, in memory of Geraldine Lynn D. Primiano, honors the memory of a lifelong member of the Maynard community. She was a graduate and active member of the Maynard High School class of 1964. Miss Prim, as she was known, was a longtime substitute teacher for both Green Meadow and Fowler School. She was often seen at alumni, the baseball fields, auditoriums, or one of the gymnasiums in town, along with her husband, Bill, watching their children, Karen and Jack, or their grandchildren, Sean, Mia, Natalie, Adam, or their friends perform. She was a devoted parent and especially loved spending time with Harry and her other grandchildren. It is with great pleasure that I ask 3 of her grandchildren, Mia, Natalie, and Adam, to present the scholarship to Caitlin Stramalia. The Leo J. Hayes Memorial Scholarship was set up to honor a man who had great pride in the fact that he was from Maynard. He was a person who was always willing to help out others and was the first to lend a helping hand. Leo lost his life in a car accident in 2009, and we, his family, thought this scholarship would be a way to keep his giving heart, amazing smile, and zest for life alive. It is these qualities that we have all seen in this year's recipient. On behalf of the entire Hayes-Sullivan family, it is our pleasure to present the Leo J. Hayes Memorial Scholarship to Samantha Sammy Dayhill.
All right, and next up, I'm going to welcome Karen Lee McGilvery, who will present the Friends of WAVM Scholarship.
I'd like to start off by thanking the Friends of WAVM that help raise the funds for these scholarships each year. Karen Lee McGilvery was not only a dedicated member of WAVM, but also a kind and positive person. Each year, these scholarships go to 2 seniors that are not only active members of WAVM, but also show these same qualities that Karen Lee did. This year's recipients are Nora McCarthy and Katie Wilkins.
And next, I'm going to welcome Lisa McLean, who will present the Wood Scholarship in honor of Michael Lesage.
Good evening. I'm speaking for John Lesage. He can't be here tonight. The 5 Wood Scholarship is given in loving memory of Michael William Lesage. Due to the generosity of community members over the last 14 years, this scholarship is still able to be awarded to this year's deserving recipients. The Lesage family would like to thank you all who have been involved for all these years. This year's recipients are Camille Massaro, Erin Flynn, Alyssa Ehrenfried, and Sam Dayhill.
And lastly, I would like to welcome Steve Colageril, who will be presenting the Lawrence Veneri Science Scholarship.
The Lawrence Ranarium Memorial Scholarship has been established to honor the memory of Larry and celebrate his dedication to our students, whom he taught for close to 30 years. It is to be awarded to a student who exemplifies and/or demonstrates a passion for the sciences, and who plans a career in life sciences, Larry's area of passion. It is my honor to present this scholarship to a student who the Science Department unanimously agrees exemplifies these ideals. The 2018 recipient of the Lawrence Veneri Memorial Scholarship is Olivia Saperstein.
Okay, and now we are going to have a band performance, and they will be playing The Cowboys. All right, and next up, we are going to begin with our presentation of the diplomas.
Dear class, now I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear. This is truth. And I owe it all to you. Ooh, Kids in caps, kids in caps. Ooh, kids in caps, kids in caps. Started in 8th grade, don't know why, but these kids just took my heart away. Every step I take, every move I make, every single day, every time I teach, I'll be missing you. When you're down and troubled, and you need a helping hand, and nothing, whoa, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of us. And soon we'll be there to brighten up your darkest times. You just call out our name, class of 2018. And you know, wherever we are, we'll come running to help if we can. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call. And we'll be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That soon enough you will start a new life. That your inner light will help make the world's future bright. And now go get your diplomas. Watch out for the cord. Garvey Cummings. Garvey will be attending the University of Virginia to study biology. She would like to thank her parents for always supporting her and taking her out for ice cream, her friends for always showing her the importance of brotherhood, and all of the MHS staff for making Maynard the wonderful place it is. Garvey is the recipient of the Maynard Fire Union Scholarship and the Booster Club Memorial Scholarship in memory of Margaret Buscemi. She is also our valedictorian and the class president.
Bernadette Ben. Bernadette will be attending the University of Vermont in the fall, studying radiation therapy. She'd like to thank her mom Sharon, her sister Gary, Miss Gerondo, Miss Cairns, Miss LeBlanc, Miss Jones, and all her other teachers and her friends for guidance and support. Bern is the recipient of the Anne DeClose Memorial, George Glad, Fraser Francis Forgy Memorial, the Friends of WAVM Scholarship, and Laura Schuler Cassette Scholarship.
Emma Ulrich. Emma will be attending Elon University, majoring in elementary education. She would like to thank her advisors, student government, her amazing family, and of course her friends, all for helping her get this far. Emma is the recipient of the Melissa Saulnier Music Scholarship and is our vice president of the class.
Sophia Lapis. Sophia will be attending North Carolina State University as an exploratory studies student and would like to thank her family and friends, especially her mom and dad, for pushing her to be the best. Her sister for always keeping it real, Yiya for best advice, and her best friends for endless memories. Sophia is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship.
Olivia Palmer. Olivia will be attending UMass Amherst to study political science. She would like to thank her amazing friends, Miss Muse, Miss Adams, Miss LaBelle, Miss Blanchard, and her advisors. Most importantly, she wants to thank her mom and dad. Olivia is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship and is the representative of our class.
Adams will be attending Quinnipiac University as a part of the Honors Entry-Level Physician Assistant Program. She would like to thank Miss LaBelle, Miss LeBlanc, Miss Cairns, Miss G, Miss Lerner, Miss McPhee, and the other great teacher at MHS that inspired her. She would also like to thank her advisors, friends, and family for always being there for her. Sophia is the recipient of the Anne DeClose, George Glad, and Fraser and Francis Forgy Scholarship.
Maddie will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst in the fall studying communications. She would like to thank all of her teachers who have helped her through the years, Julia, Emma, and her mom, Dad, and Jack for their constant love and support. Maddie is the recipient of the Klimola Glad Scholarship and is the secretary of our class.
Kyle Morgan. Kyle will be attending St. Anselm College and majoring in political science. Kyle would like to thank his parents and family for everything they do, Miss Brennan for being his homie, Miss Muse for always being a real one, and Miss LaBelle for always being there for him. Kyle would also like to thank everyone else that has helped him through to help him to get where he is today. Kyle is the recipient of the MHS Athletic Hall of Fame, Pittman Family, and Maynard Youth Football Scholarship, and the Friends of Tiger Football Scholarship.
Hannah Backus. Hannah will be attending the Premium State University to study psychology. She would like to thank her parents, Amy and Mike Backus, as well as the rest of her family for all the love and support over the last 18 years. She would also like to thank Mrs. Doctoroff, Ms. McAvoy, Mrs. Lerner, and the rest of her teachers for all the help, guidance, and support over the high school career. Hannah is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgey Scholarship.
Maxwell Bacallos. Max will attend Ithaca College and plans to major in film and physics. He would like to thank his parents, all his teachers, especially Ms. Blanchard, Mr. Paterno, Ms. Durando, and Ms. LeBlanc. He would also like to thank Blue Jay Gang for all their hard work. Max is the recipient of the class of 1963 and 1964 scholarship.
Carla Benegas Sanabria. Carla would like to thank her mom and dad for supporting her in any way that they could, and her sisters and brothers for reminding her why finishing school was so important. Knowing that she had to be their role model, she wants to thank the teachers that encouraged her to stay on the track during school, like Mrs. Lerner, Mr. Paterno, and Mrs. LaBelle, Miss McPhee for helping her prepare for college and supporting her when things took a turn during her last year. Most of all, she wants to thank Grace, Sydney, and Pam for being all that a girl could ask for and more, especially this last year.
Christopher Bastian. Chris will be attending Assumption College and majoring in physical therapy. Chris would like to thank his family, teachers, and house family. Chris is the recipient of the Guy Fowler and Irwin Davis scholarships.
Maddie Berry. Maddie will be attending Georgetown University with a major in healthcare management and policy. She would like to thank her parents, sister, friends, Miss LeBlanc, Mrs. G, Miss LaBelle, Miss Cairns, and all her other teachers for their never-ending support. Maddie is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgey Memorial and Kamola Glad scholarships.
Emma Blanchard. Emma is planning on taking classes at Middlesex Community College for another academic year and then starting undergraduate degree in the fall of 2019. She would like to thank all her families, the one she was born into and the one that she found in the school, and others that she chose to join.
Harrison Bourgeois. Harrison will be attending Bentley University in the fall, majoring in finance and playing Division II varsity soccer. He would like to thank his mother and father for everything they have done for him, since they are the reason he has achieved everything he has and owes all his success to them. He would also like to thank his sisters for always being there for him and pushing him. He would also like to thank Henry for just being himself. Harrison is the recipient of Middlesex Savings Bank Scholarship.
Maggie Brennan. Maggie will be attending Middlesex Community College for 2 years to get her certificates for early childhood education. She would like to thank her family, aunts, uncles, and teachers for getting her this far in life and helping her graduate from high school. She also wants to say a special thank you to Uncle Dan. Maggie is the recipient of the Catherine Lally Memorial Scholarship.
Hannah Briggs. Hannah will be attending Mass Art in the fall and hopes to study film and video. She would like to graciously thank her parents, Steph Duggan, Ms. Gerando, Mr. Flynn, Miss McPhee, Mr. Manasian, Miss Bradley, Miss Lind, and her two wonderful advisors, Miss McAvoy and Miss Doctoroff, for all their guidance and help through the high school. Hannah is the recipient of Klimola Glad and Fraser and Francis Forgey scholarships and the Friends of WAVM scholarship.
Margaret Bowembo. Margaret will be attending UMass Boston the next fall, majoring in biology pre-med. She would like to thank her parents, siblings, and friends for being there the past 4 years. She would also like to thank Miss LeBlanc, Mr. Luther, Miss Cairns, and Miss McPhee for helping her out of her college application. Margaret is the recipient of a Guy Fowler scholarship.
Madeline Candela. Maddie will be attending the University of Rochester with a major in political science on a pre-law track. She would like to thank Camille for being the best friend she could ever ask for, her family and teachers for the endless support, and all of their other friends for sticking with her through the wild high school journey. Maddie is the recipient of the Board of Selectmen and Duclos scholarships.
Sydney Carroll. Sydney will be attending Raritan Valley Community College, majoring in psychology. She would like to thank her friends, family, and her little brother.
Haley Cato.
Haley Cato will be attending Dean College in the fall to study criminal justice and homeland security. Haley would like to thank her family and friends for their love and support, and especially her 3 dogs. She doesn't know where she would be without them. Haley is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Jacqueline Celestino. Jackie will be going to UMass Amherst for communication and journalism. She would like to thank her family and friends, Mr. Orzik, Mr. Flynn, Miss McPhee, and her after-school best friends, Tony, Danny, John, Sean, Matt, and Louie. Jackie is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship.
Robert Charbonneau. Robert will be attending University of Massachusetts Lowell, studying mechanical and aerospace engineering. He would like to thank his teachers, especially Mr. Grandin, his guidance counselors, parents, his sister's occasional interest in his life, and the Blue Jays. Appreciate the love and support. Keep it wavy. Robert is the recipient of the Acacia Communication Scholarship and the Friends of WVM Scholarship.
Marie Coyne. Marie will be taking a gap year and would like to thank her parents, Mark and Connie, the Diaz-Roman family, Mr. Luther, and Miss McPhee for supporting her.
Michael Crine. Michael will be studying criminal justice at Middlesex Community College in the fall. He would like to thank Mrs. McPhee for always helping him throughout each year and getting him on the right track to life. Michael is the recipient of the Maynard Police Relief Scholarship.
Kristina Cutler. Nina will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst, majoring in kinesiology. She would like to thank her family, friends, Miss Adam, Miss Cairns, Miss Bradley, Miss LeBlanc, and the rest of the teacher for all their help throughout high school. Nina is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship.
Samantha Dayhill. Sammy will be studying sports management at the Merrimack College next fall. She would like to thank her parents and brother, Clay, Alherty, all her friends and family, Maria and her teachers for everything. Sam is the recipient of the MHS Athletic Hall of Fame Scholarship and the 5 Wood Scholarship.
Michael Dow. Michael will be attending UMass Dartmouth in the fall to study computer science. He would like to thank his family and friends for their never-ending support, as well as the custodian staff, Miss McPhee, Mr. Manajan, Mr. Calagro, and Mr. Villani.
Erica De Mesa. Erica would like to thank her wonderful parents for always supporting her and Mrs. McPhee for guiding her through success.
Nicholas De Castro. Nick will be attending UMass Amherst in Commonwealth Honor College and in Eisenberg School of Management and majoring in finance. He would like to thank his family for supporting him through high school. He would like to thank Dad and Mom for always having the best advice and looking out for him. He would also like to thank his brother for always being there for him. Nick is the recipient of the Herring Family, Fraser and Francis Forgy Memorial, and VHS scholarships.
Savannah DeVos. Savannah will be attending UMass Amherst Commonwealth Honors College with an undeclared major. She would like to thank her friends and family, her favorite teachers, you know who you are, her amazing class advisors, and her wonderful guidance counselor, the incredible custodian staff, Barack Obama, and most importantly, her beautiful dog, Mika. Savannah is the recipient of the Red Cross Scholarship.
Carla Diaz. Carla will be attending Framingham State University in the fall and would like to thank her family, her closest friends, and Miss McPhee for always having her back. Carla is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgy Memorial Scholarship.
Grace Deneen. Grace will be attending Green Mountain College in the fall, studying biology and playing soccer. She would like to thank Carla, Sydney, Elisa, her dogs, cats, rats, hamsters, and everyone else who has stuck by her through the years. She especially wants to thank her dad for always pushing her to try harder, and her mom for being the biggest support system and her best friend. Grace is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Sarah Donovan. Sarah will be attending Middlesex Community College to complete her prerequisites. She would like to thank her parents, teachers, and friends for helping her to get through where she is today. Sarah is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgy Memorial and the R. Lee Ermey Award of Suburban Achievers Scholarship. Mark Doucette.
Mark hopes to get a PhD in chemistry and
and work for a university as a researcher or professor. He would like to thank Miss Lerner for introducing him to the amazing field of chemistry, and Miss Favreau for helping him so much in the last 3 years of high school. Mark is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship.
Jackson Dufour. Jackson will be attending Central Connecticut State University, majoring in construction management. He would like to thank his mom, Shirley Dufour, his sister, Macy Dufour, and Craig Jacobson. Jackson is the recipient of the Guy Fowler, the Maynard Youth Football, Friends of Tiger Football, and Peter Lombardo scholarships.
Caitlin Nicole Duggan. Katie will be attending Salem State University, majoring in psychology. She would like to thank her mom, dad, sister, and brother, and all of her friends for the love and support they have given her. Katie is the recipient of the Robert Bradbury MHS Band Scholarship.
Catherine Early. Catherine will be attending Massachusetts College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in the fall, majoring in nursing. She would like to thank her parents, brothers, and best friends for shaping her for the person she is today. She would also like to thank Mr. Flynn, Mr. C, Miss McAvoss, Miss Doctorow, Mr. Luther for being the coolest people ever. Katie is the recipient of Maynard High School, Rose McGowan, Rafferty, Anne-Marie Morton, Issa Wetz, George and Ann Leemeyer, Thomas and Athena Gramo scholarships.
Alyssa Ehrenfried. Alyssa will be attending University of New England. She will be a part of the Masters in Athletic Training major and playing softball. She would like to thank Grace, Sam, Gang, Ducks, her wonderful friends, Mrs. McPhee, Lily, Grampy, and of course her beautiful and amazing mother for giving her the best life possible. Alyssa is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship and the Five Woods Scholarship.
Charles Fitzsimmons. Charles will be attending UMass Lowell to study business and marketing. He would like to thank his parents, teachers, and the Blue Jay Gang. Charlie is the recipient of the MHA's Foreign Language and Anne Duclos Memorial Scholarships.
Kelsey Floyd. Kelsey is planning to take a gap year to figure out what she really wants to do with her life and enter the workforce. She would like to thank her mom, Denise, for not losing complete faith in her dad, Jim, for being a great cheerleader, her teachers for being generous and willing to negotiate with her so she could pass and graduate, and all her friends for being a great emotional support system.
Erin Flynn. Erin will be attending Endicott College in the fall and majoring in health science. She would like to thank her parents, siblings, and friends and teachers for all their help and support. Erin is the recipient of the George Glad Scholarship and the Five Woods Scholarship.
Jared Perziati. Jared plans to pursue mechanical engineering at UMass Lowell and would like to thank his parents for supporting him through high school. Jared is the recipient of the Maynard Auto Club Scholarship.
Brandon Luis Garcia Alvarado. Brandon would like to thank his parents. Because of them, he made it this far, and with God's help and effort. Now he can say, I did it. Brandon would also like to say thank you to all the teachers that supported him, advised him, and taught him well. He really appreciates it and will never forget them. Luis is the recipient of R. Lee Ermey Award for Suburban Achievers.
Hannah Gagne. Hannah will be taking a gap year. She would like to thank her parents, Carrie and Rob Mansfield, her aunt Sarah, and the rest of her family. She would also like to thank all her friends for their support throughout the years. Finally, she would like to thank Miss Vabra, Mr. Luther, and Mr. Orzak.
Alyssa Guaz. Alyssa will be attending Pennsylvania State University with an accounting major. She would like to thank her mom, grandma, Miss McPhee, Miss LaBelle, and all other friends and family who have been there for her. Alyssa is the recipient of the Maynard Elk Scholarship.
Mason Henley. Mason is planning to attend the University of Massachusetts Lowell to pursue a major in psychology. He would like to thank everyone at the high school, but some of the teachers that connected with him on a more important level earn a deeper part in his heart. He also would like to thank his entire family and his parents and brother for supporting him and helping him reach where he is now.
Alice Hathaway. Alice will be attending English and Creative Writing at Royal Holloway University of London. She would like to thank her parents, her friends, Mr. Flynn, Miss Lynn, Miss McPhee, Mr. Trudeau, and her sister Izzy. Alice is the recipient of the MHS Foreign Language, George Glad, and Fraser and Francis Forgy Memorial Scholarships.
Rebecca Hebert Lynn. Rebecca will be attending Suffolk University and plans to major in biology. She would like to thank her family and friends for their unconditional support, along with Mr. Flynn, Mr. Luther, Mr. C, Miss Markovitz, and Mrs. LaBelle for their encouragement throughout high school. Becca is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgy Scholarship and the R. Lee Ermey Award for Suburban Achievers.
Jake Hills. Jake is going to UMass Dartmouth to study mechanical engineering and would like to thank his parents, friends, and teachers. Jake is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Justin Hines. Justin will be going to WPI and with a civil engineering major. He would like to thank his mom, his dad, Riley, Molly, Julia, Bleejay Gang, Ma'am, Miss McPhee, Miss LaBelle, Miss Lerner, Miss LeBlanc, Mr. Luther, Miss Doctoroff, Mr. Waldron, and Mr. Grandin. Justin is the recipient of the Acacia Communications Scholarship.
Benjamin Hudak. Benjamin is attending Suffolk University to start entrepreneurship. He would like to thank Paul Nicholsberg, Vic Lally, John Ogden, Philip Grandin, Tony Savard, and John Malika for being his role models and helping him make the person he is today. Ben is the recipient of the Orchid Technology Scholarship.
Ivy Irwin. Ivy will be attending Merrimack College and will be studying criminal justice. She would like to thank her family and friends for their support through the years. Ivy is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Julia Jacobson. Julia will be attending Assumption College in the fall with an undeclared major. She would like to thank her mom, dad, Eddie, Chet, Charlie, and the amazing friends who have always been there for her. Julia is the recipient of the Maynard Business Alliance and Duclos scholarships.
Emma Jacques. Emma will be attending Fishburne State University to study film and video production. She would like to thank Miss McPhee, Miss G, Mrs. Blanchard, Miss LaBelle, and Mr. Ogden. She would also like to thank her family for everything. Emma is the recipient of the Klimola Glad Scholarship.
Alexander James. Alex plans to attend Middlesex Community College and major in history. He'd like to thank his family, his Young Authors Club, Miss McLean, Miss Rava for all their support. Alex is the recipient of Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Nicole Jones. Nicole will be attending Keene State College in the fall, majoring in elementary ed and special education. She would like to thank her parents, brother, grandparents, close friends, teachers, and the staff at the Boys and Girls Club for all they have done for her. Nicole is the recipient of the Boys and Girls Club and Catherine Lally Memorial Scholarship.
Rashid Juri Khan. Rashid will be attending Eastern Nazarene College and majoring in computer science in the fall. He would like to thank God, family, guidance counselor, Miss McPhee, teachers, friends, and living in a good town. Rashid is the recipient of Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Ariana La Posada. Ariana will be attending Merrimack College in the fall, studying criminal justice and psychology. She would like to thank her parents, her brothers, her closest friends, and her teachers, Mr. C, Mrs. Doctoroff, and Mrs. McPhee, for their undivided support over the past 4 years. Ari is the recipient of Maynard Police Relief Scholarship.
Pamela Rose Laurent. Pam would like to thank her mom and brothers for caring, loving, and encouraging her to keep trying her best. Miss Adams for helping her find her internship and being a very kind and generous woman. She wants to thank Brenda and Corey for always making her smile and empowering her on the field and off. Pam would like to thank Mr. Ogden for the first semester of class, Miss LaBelle for helping her pass senior project and guiding her, all my sister for gassing her up all year and being loyal and supportive, Miss Macawas for teaching her real math, Miss Doctora for being very encouraging, Mr. Trudeau for teaching her life lesson, the lunch staff for feeding her when she's hungry, and especially Maria, always caring about her. To Mr. Flynn and Orzik, who, although they never taught her in class, taught her in the library or anywhere else, she managed to bump into them. And big thank you to Rosalind Hawk and Diane Valverde. Pam is the recipient of class of 1963 and 1964 and the Maynard Education Association scholarships.
Owen Lutton. Owen will be attending the University of Maine in the fall and will be studying chemistry. Owen would like to thank his parents, Paul and Courtney, for their endless support. He would also like to thank his siblings. Owen is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgy and the Maynard Youth Football, as well as the Friends of Tiger Football scholarships.
Maria Camille Massaro. Camille will be attending Northeastern University honors program in the fall with a majoring in biochemistry. She would like to thank her family and for their endless support, Madeline and Elisa for being the best friend she could ask for, and finally Miss LeBlanc and the rest of the teachers. Camille is the recipient of the Acacia Communication Scholarship and the Five Woods Scholarships.
Masara Olivia. Olivia will be attending St. Mary's University and majoring in digital marketing. She would like to thank her amazing family, her mother, her father, her brother, and her sister for their endless love and support. She would also like to thank her friends for bringing so much light into her life. Olivia is the recipient of the Catherine Marie Kinsley, Brenda Bowker Flaherty, and the Fraser and Francis Forgy Scholarships.
Nora McCarthy. Nora will be attending UMass Amherst as part of the Honors College majoring in astronomy. Nora would like to thank Miss LaBelle, Miss LeBlanc, Mr. Grandin, Miss Muse, Miss McLean, and all of her other teachers. She would also like to thank her family and friends, especially her parents, for all their support. Nora is the recipient of the Orchid Technology Scholarship and Karen Lee McGilvery WAVM Scholarship.
Joseph McDonough. Joey will be attending Worcester State University. He would like to thank his parents, sister, and friends. Joey is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Juan Olorte Mendoza. Juan will be studying economics at UMass Amherst. He would like to thank his family and Mr. Orzik.
Jaden Meyer. Jaden will be attending Wentworth Institute of Technology for Mechanical Engineering. He would like to thank his parents for the support of the teacher and the teachers for their education. Jaden is the recipient of the Acacia Communication Scholarship.
Devin Nolan. Devin is taking a gap year in Texas and is planning to then major in audio engineering at Texas State in 2019. He hopes to own his own recording studio. Devin would like to thank his mother for her continuous support, his friends, and his father, who have always been there for him when he needed him.
Aiden O'Brien. Aiden is going to Framingham State University to study information technology. He would like to thank his family, Stu, Peliki, Miss Blanchard, Miss Makvos, Miss Doktorov, Mr. Luther, and Mr. Manasian. Aiden is the recipient of the Guy Fowler and Maynard Educational Management Group scholarships.
Corey Olivier. Corey would like to thank his family, teachers, and coaches. Corey is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Christopher Pagan. Chris would like to thank teachers and fellow students who were there for him during tough times.
Allison Patrikis. Allison will be attending Merrimack College. She plans on majoring in exercise science and becoming a pediatric occupational therapist. She wants to thank her parents for their unconditional support and Miss Vabra and Miss Thompson for never giving up on her and her closest friends for always being there. Allison is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Rafaela Pessoa. Rafaela would like to thank all the teachers, her mother for the support, and all her friends for making Maynard High School a better place. Rafaela is the recipient of the R. Lee Ermey Award for Suburban Achievers.
Cole Puntoni. Cole will be attending Assumption College in the fall with an undeclared major and would like to thank Mr. C for helping him pass the site project, Mr. Luther for always giving him a chuckle, and Ms. DeMello for helping him get into college. He would also like to thank his mom and dad as well as the rest of his family for always having his back and supporting him. He loves you all so much. Cole is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgy and Maynard Youth Football and Friends of Tiger Football scholarships.
Kayla Robel. Kayla will be attending Suffolk University in Boston and will be majoring in criminal justice. She thanks her parents, grandparents, and friends, but also thanks to Miss Muse and all of her other teachers. Kayla is the recipient of Guy Fowler Scholarship.
David Ryan. David will be attending Framingham State University. He would like to thank his parents for the continuous support. David is the recipient of the Guy Fowler Scholarship.
Olivia Saperstein. Olivia is going to be attending UMass Amherst and majoring in biology on the pre-med track. She would like to thank her family and friends, as well as Miss Cairns, Miss Lerner, Miss Makavos, and Miss Doktorov, and all of her other teachers and people in her life who have supported her and pushed her to do her best. Olivia is the recipient of the George Gladd Scholarship and the Lawrence Veneria Science Scholarship.
Austin Shimke. Austin will be attending the workforce. He would like to thank his family for their support.
Susa Pimentel Henny Brunella. Brunella is going to UMass Boston to study psychology. She would like to thank her family, friends, and teachers for their help and support. Brunella is the recipient of the Fraser and Francis Forgey Memorial Scholarship.
Joel Stenhouse. Joe will be attending Brandeis University with an undeclared major. He would like to thank his parents, his sister, and his grandparents, Ms. Blanchard, Ms. Gately, and Mr. Brisson. Joe is the recipient of the Anne Duclos MHS class of 1970 and the Fraser and Francis Forgey Scholarship.
Caitlin Stramalia. Katie is planning to attend George Mason University in Virginia. She would like to thank her parents and her sister for always supporting her. Additionally, she wants to thank all of the teachers and coaches that she has had for the past 4 years for challenging her and pushing her to be successful. Katie is the recipient of the George Gladd, the Booster Club Memorial Scholarship in memory of Margaret Buscemi, and Michelle M. Farnsworth Scholarships.
Julia Synan. Julia will be attending Framingham State University in the fall studying elementary education. She would like to thank her mom, dad, Sarah, Maddie, Emma, Justin, and all her friends for their love and support throughout the years. She would also like to thank Miss Muse and Miss LeBlanc and all the other teachers for helping her and believing in her. Julia is the recipient of the Arthur Street Gurman Scholarship.
Lucy Thrain. Lucy will be majoring in nursing at East Carolina University. She would like to thank her family and friends for being so supportive, and especially Val for always brightening her day. She would also like to thank Happy birthday, dear Lucy. Happy birthday to you. Lucy is the recipient of the George Gladd Scholarship.
Fabio Tomanini. Fabio will be attending Merrimack College in the fall to major in accounting and minor in psychology. He would like to thank his family for all the support and love and he has received throughout the high school career. He would also like to thank the teachers who put in loads of hard work in order to see students succeed, such as Ms. Brennan and Mr. Orzik.
Joseph Uglevich. Joey will be attending UMass Lowell where he will be studying civil engineering. He would like to thank his parents, friends, and Mr. Molliker for helping with making his college dream come true.
Justin Wilkins. Justin will be attending Ithaca College with a major of television and radio production. Justin would like to thank his family for all their support. He'd also like to thank Hannah, the boys, Mr. Manasian, Mr. Ogden, Mr. Luther, Miss McAvos, Tony, and Danny. Justin is the recipient of the Anne Duclos Scholarship, the John A. Walsh Booster Club Memorial Scholarship, and the Friends of WAVM Scholarship.
Catherine Wilkins. Katie Wilkins will be attending Ithaca College. She'll be majoring in radio and television. She would like to thank her family, friends, and teachers for all of their support throughout the years. Katie is the recipient of the Stratus Computer Scholarship, the Booster Club Memorial Scholarship in memory of Lynn Primiano, and the Karen Lee McGillivray WAVM Scholarship.
Matthew Wilkins. Matthew will be attending St. Michael's College next year and will double major in second education and history. He then has the plan to be a special education teacher. Matthew would specifically like to thank his mom, his family, and Miss McLean, and the other teachers in Maynard Public Schools for their contribution towards his education. Matt is the recipient of Arthur St. German and the Best Buddies Scholarship.
All right, is this on? Congratulations, everybody. And for our closing remarks, I'm going to welcome up Principal Charles Karajanis.
Good evening. At about 3 o'clock today, the 1% chance of rain came down. There's a little bit of sweat, but it's a beautiful evening and it's very fitting. Superintendent Girardi, school committee members of the Board of Selectmen, all assembled dignitaries and guests, let me begin by thanking the Maynard High School Band under the direction of Mrs. Blanchard. WAVM under the direction of Mr. Manasian. Our custodial staff headed by Tony Savard, who set all this up this afternoon and kept things dry. Our secretarial staff made up of the incomparable Gail Lucas and Pam Carter. Class advisors Olga Doktorov and Betty McAvoss. Assistant Principal and Athletic Director Kevin Caruso. Our dedicated faculty and our many generous scholarship donors. And all of you, the parents, families, and friends of our graduating seniors. Thank you. And finally, the seniors themselves, and for everyone joining together this afternoon. This ceremony today is truly the culmination of all the hard work and dedication our seniors have expended in making this evening's graduation ceremony possible. I'd also like to note that this past Wednesday, we had a wonderful senior awards night where scores of awards were given out recognizing our students for first-rate achievements in academics, community service, the arts, and athletics. At that same ceremony, over 70 locally based scholarships were also awarded, totaling tens of thousands of dollars to assist our students in their future endeavors. I salute the members of the class of 2018 for their many achievements and deeply thank our scholarship donors for their tremendous generosity and support, as well as our scholarship committee chair, Mary Branley. Thank you. There's one member of the class of 2018 who's not with us this evening. Please join me in recognizing Mario Celli, who was awarded his diploma last Friday afternoon in a small private ceremony. Mario began his military service in the United States Marine Corps this past Monday and is now in service and training even as we gather here. And now a bit about the personality of this year's senior class. We had a mariachi band in our building last Friday, and they serenaded each classroom briefly before finishing over our loudspeaker system. And we had a bouncy house in the cafeteria last Friday. And there was a large and impressive mosaic portrait of Mr. Caruso made out of candy. It was done in kind of a pointillist style with Andy Warhol electric coloring. It was very nice. Well done. These were a part of a series of final gestures by the class of 2018 that in many ways encapsulate their 5 years at Maynard High School. There was energy, there was creativity, there was entertainment, there was fun. But you know what? This group also made sure the bouncy house was packed up and carted away in time not to affect the lunch periods for our freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. They made sure the mariachi band would not interfere with testing or any major building events by actually checking the school calendar to make sure it was a good day. So even amidst the fun and the kind of kookiness, this class also showed their other side, a side that includes regard for others, thoughtfulness, and caring. That caring came through once again this morning as the class of 2018 treated the faculty and staff of Maynard High to a surprise breakfast as a thank you for all of their work over the years. Thank you. The achievements of this group are of the first rank, and many as well. Collectively, the class of 2018 enjoyed more than 125 college and university acceptances to top flight schools across the country, even straddling the Atlantic Ocean to London. Yeah. Members of this class have been league champions in sports, won Central Massachusetts titles, been to a Super Bowl, and won a state basketball championship. They've earned platinum and gold musical accolades and won statewide video competitions. Members of this class are singers, artists, dancers. They've completed a dizzying array of senior projects ranging from research on distant galaxies to understanding the workings of the innermost recesses of the human mind. This class has set a fundraising record and has dedicated a record amount of time to community service. The class of 2018 has much to be rightfully proud of, and their families, friends, and teachers should rightfully share in that pride. And now's the part where I get to give a little advice. As you go forward in life, keep the energy that went into the bouncy house. Keep the joy and just a little bit of the mischief that went into the mariachis. Keep the creativity that went into the Skittles portrait of Mr. Caruso. Continue to be the people who have a great deal of fun, but also make sure the fun doesn't get out of hand and that look out for one another. Continue to surprise people with breakfast, maybe even your family at home. Tomorrow morning would be good. Along with these great qualities of character, also strive for excellence. The same excellence that's made you champions in the classroom, on the fields, and in the gym, in the studios, and in the auditorium, and in your lives beyond Maynard High School. When the going gets tough in life, as it inevitably will, go back to the core values you've forged right here at Maynard High School, and if you do, you'll always be okay. Thank you, class of 2018. It's been my great honor to be your principal. With today's graduation, we continue for a third year with a tradition now established at Maynard High School. As part of his senior project around special effects and costume design, MHS graduate Justin Duggan of the class of 2016 handcrafted a ceremonial torch of leadership as the 2016 class gift. Would senior class presidents Garvey Cummings and junior class president Axum Semakula please come forward? I invite Garvey to now pass the torch on to Axum. With the passing of this torch, the class of 2019 now assumes the role of student leadership at Maynard High School. May the class of 2019 reach or exceed the impressive bar set by the class of 2018. Would the students for the Tassel Ceremony please come forward? Yeah. You officers, yeah. Please wait for my signal. I have one task left this evening. As the principal of Maynard High School, and upon recommendation of the faculty, I hereby certify to the Maynard School Committee, Superintendent Girardi, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education that each member of the Maynard High School graduating class of 2018 has fulfilled all local and state standards required for high school matriculation. At this time, I declare that each senior assembled here is a graduate of Maynard High School with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. The class of 2018.
Just quickly before we leave, I wanted everyone to know we did hire a professional photographer for this. So you guys take advantage of her. She's over here and she's in the blue shirt. She's all yours. Get as many pictures as you want. And thank you guys for coming.